What I love is the juxtapositioning of colour, pattern and content. And they're the paintings I'm drawn to by the people, and that's probably where I am. I like some content, but I also like it to be quite attractive to the eye. I'm very interested in using textiles as a process forward and talking about fine art ideas. The problem is, any textiles is seen as craft. It has been degraded as far as the art world is concerned, because it's just textiles, it's woman stuff, it's craft. It's way beyond that. We all know that now. And it's really exciting what's happening. I work in my sketchbooks all the time with a sort of vague idea or an image I've got that I want to work from, or a series of images, and just things that other people's work I've seen, there's just been a small element of I'll take that next time. I've got a lot, I've got about 20 sketchbooks, and I'll have them all open at different pages where there's little elements I want to use, because I can't retain them in my brain all the time. And that really is the most joyous bit of moving on from working in the sketchbooks, which I also love, into pieces that are going to hang on the wall. So my process is to sit down with all these sketchbooks open, lots of glue and collage and oil paint, or pastel or acrylic paint, and I just play, and I build up a background, and then I start working on, once that's dry, I start working onto that of images I want and shapes, forms I want to put in the work, and it evolves. I don't have a very clear idea. I like to let it come out. And some of the pieces, one up there, is actually a textile from the start. That's all. I do the same thing with bits of fabric that I do with paper and tissue. And very often I've monoprinted these fabrics, so they're my fabrics. For example, that piece there. I do a monoprint on fabric and I do one on tissue. So I've got them to use in tissue and in fabric. So collage for me is an easing into it, really. I've got a general idea of what I want to do, but I like to make the background interesting and create opportunities for accidents that are unrepeatable but fantastic, and you're very pleased with them, and they don't come about unless you do that play. Generally, I know instinctively what I want. When I see a piece of paper or something in a magazine, it's interesting. You sit in the doctor's surgery and there's a magazine and you scan it through and then you stop on one page. And it's really interesting to look at why you stop on that page. What is it in the shape, colour, whatever. And I surreptitiously rip them out, so I've got to have it. I've always used recycled materials, old dresses, old tablecloths and things, which is really in vogue now, which is good to see, because people don't put those beautifully embroidered tablecloths on their tables anymore. So to use it, they were so beautifully made, but I like to use them and distort them and use them as a backdrop. I love stitch. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. It's meditative, I just lose myself in it. And when I had my children young, I'd take them to the beach and I could always take my stitching. So I could always do it, and it enabled me to just work around everything. I think Matisse is probably one of my primary favourite artists, and years ago, discovering those line drawings of faces, I love them, and all his faces really. And what I love about Matisse is his love of textiles, and the fact behind these faces were usually this wonderful collection of mishmash fabrics and colour. So I'd say he, and also I'm a great lover of Raw Vision magazine, Outsider Art, and again, you do see a lot of faces and people doing images of themselves or other people. And I think faces are endlessly fascinating. I like distortion, but I like also that you can still recognise what it is, because we've all got 2 eyes, a nose and a mouth and ears, and yet the variety, even in human beings, is vast. So in art you can have license to do what you like and people still know it's a face. You don't need much information.